Life, Strength, and Health Podcast, episode 56. Welcome, everyone. This is Life, Strength, and Health Podcast with Jamal and Kim, where each and every week we educate, empower, and inspire you to live healthier. So let's dive into the show. Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and welcome to another episode of Life, Strength, and Health Podcast. I'm Kim, and I'm joined with Jamal.
Greetings, everyone.
And
peace and blessings.
Yes, and in this week's podcast episode, we're going to be diving into the mindset of health success. But before we dive into that topic, I want to go over this week's organic food for thought. And this week, we're going to talk about chemical sweeteners, and by far, they are the most dangerous substance that's added to most foods today. It's pretty much in everything when you start to learn to read the labels. And chemical sweeteners, they've been documented to contribute to migraines and headaches, dizziness, seizures, nausea, depression, just to name a few. And they also either trigger or worsen things such as brain tumors, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, chronic fatigue syndrome, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, mental retardation. The list can go on and on. So these are substances that you most definitely want to eliminate from your diet.
Yeah, I was recently reading an article on naturalnews.com, and they were listing the top 7 things that feed cancer. And chemical sweeteners were number 1 on the list, or definitely in the top 7, because they create an extremely high amount of free radicals in the body. And, it's a hoax in a sense because, you see these things like sugar-free and these different diabetic food products on the market, and they take out the sugar, but they're putting in a chemical sweetener. And when you see all of these 0-calorie things that are still sweet, when you're looking at diet sodas and things like that, which a lot of people drink, they're full of chemical sweeteners, and you're feeding cancer in a sense. So we've been kind of tricked into getting off of the sugar because we're not having any calories and it's not affecting us one way. And we kind of died. We jumped out of the fire and we, dived into hell. So it's even worse. Right. So, if it came down to a choice of a chemical sweetener and sugar, I would roll with the sugar.
Go with the sugar.
Yeah, go with the sugar. But I'm definitely not a lesser of two evils type of person. So I definitely think that you should stay off of both. However, the chemical sweeteners are very harmful to your health. So you want to try to get off of those at all costs.
Yeah, definitely. And so, we're going to dive into this week's episode. And the title of this episode is The Mindset for Health Success. Time and time again, Jamal and I mentioned that we are the co-founders of Life, Strength, and Health, which is a health center located in South Plainfield, New Jersey. It's our mission. It's our passion. It's our passion to change people's lives. And it's our passion to help people to achieve their health goals. And we stay connected with our clients, people that work with us, and we listen to their problems. And we always try to find solutions to helping them to get closer and to achieve their health goals. And over our years in the industry, the mindset is an area that is not touched on enough. And we see it in our own clients that when they make that mindset shift, they achieve their health results faster.
Yeah. You know what? I think that this is a very important topic right here, because the truth of the matter is that when it comes to our health and the way that we approach it, we've been brainwashed, like we really have. We've been programmed to look at and view health a certain way, to go about health a certain way. And that way of doing things is getting us sick. Right now in our country, we are leading the world as far as diseases and health challenges that we're experiencing, from cancer to diabetes and high blood pressure. Like we're beating third world countries that don't have access to the same type of, medical facilities that we have, and the same type of supplementation and foods that we have. We're beating those countries, and there's a reason for that. So I think that it's very important that we begin to understand that just the entire design of our health industry, the design of the way that we're eating and we're going about our health is actually killing us. Even when we think that we're doing the right things, those right things it's still sending us in the wrong direction, just a little bit slower.
Right.
If we're on the destination to cancer, someone might get there in 1 year and another person may get there in 10 years, but we're still headed in that direction.
Right.
The average grocery store, we walk through them often, and I would say, 80 to 85% of the average grocery store is full of things that aren't good for you.
Exactly.
Literally.
Right.
Aisles and aisles and aisles have things that's not good for us. And the way that we've been taught to eat on a daily basis, from, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, to what we drink, all of it, we've been taught the wrong way. And I just think that it's important to put that out there. And I know that it may be frightening, but it's true. Because what we're seeing is people look at health as kind of a temporary thing. They look at it like, okay, I'm going to do this for a little while. And then once I get to a certain point, once I actually get healthy,
then I can go back.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the way that I was living before that got me unhealthy. And think about that. Like, that's a mindset thing right there. You can't get out of trouble with the thing that got you in trouble. Mm-hmm. And then once you get out of trouble, like if you did something, you changed your lifestyle to get you out of the trouble, then wouldn't it make sense to stay with the lifestyle that saved you? You don't want to go backwards. So I think that it's important to begin to reinforce the whole lifestyle thing and just understand that when it comes to your health, we got to begin to think about this thing so differently. This kind of allopathic medical industry approach of treating the symptoms is not working. It's not working for us. Yeah, because once like, for example, if you have a cold and you're taking a cough medicine to stop the cough, the problem is still there. Like, you want to strengthen your immune system overall. So I think that, this is very important to really understand. Like, this is a health journey, and this is something that we have to begin to make a shift with, just how we see the world, which is one of the main reasons why we decided to start doing this show in the first place, was to begin to educate people. Like, we want to inspire you to do better, but we bring all of these different people on is because we want to reinforce change. Like, change is very important.
It is. It's necessary. Now, I always say the saying, if you want to see some changes in your life, you have to make some changes in your life.
Yeah.
And you have to pick, if you want to choose this path of holistic health and take a natural approach, then certain things have to change, and certain things you can never go back to. And it takes a mindset shift to accept that and to live that as your truth. So in this episode, we want to give just a few pointers of how to program your mind for health success. And, me personally, starting on my health journey, what helped me a lot is getting clarity on what's going on with my health for me to feel this way. Like, what am I doing currently to cause my health to decline? What have I done in the past? Just to understand the roadblocks that I have on my health, understanding that, and then having a roadmap and a clear plan of action to achieving that. Because I know a lot of times, especially as women, we are emotional beings, and it's not a negative thing. It's actually a strength for us to be so connected to our emotions, but it's how we use them. And a lot of times as women, we use our emotions. We don't use them to our benefit. It's to our detriment. And over time, emotions are the seedling for sickness. And when you don't understand the emotions and how they affect your body, they begin to affect you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And over time, if you you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, you're only going to end with poor health. So for me personally, when I understood how the stress has affected me, how it affected my eating, how eating certain things caused my pancreas to be weak, caused me to worry all the time, caused me to, not be confident in myself, caused me to be overweight, and the list can go on and on. Understanding the causes for my sickness and understanding a plan of action of how to reverse those things, it empowered me. It empowered me to continue to learn to take those steps and to consistently take them so that I can achieve health success. So I think that's the first thing, getting clarity on your health, why you feel the way you are, why are you experiencing these health challenges, and having a clear, concise plan of action for you to achieve your health goals.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And, we've spoken about this in quite a few shows. One of the shows that sticks out to me is the show that we did with Stick from Dead Prez. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about sick care as opposed to health care. And the reason why we chose to call it sick care is because, like, when you go to get a physical, for example, they're testing you to see what's wrong with you. And medical standards is if there is nothing that's progressed enough that they can treat it with medication, surgery, or some type of therapy, then you get what is called the clean bill of health.
Right.
Or if you're having a health challenge and you go to the doctor, they're testing, how progressed it is and if they can, apply medication, therapy, or surgery. And if not, then they'll actually tell you that in many cases, they'll tell you that everything is fine. When you know that it's not like that sick care, like they want to find out if you're sick or not. That's not prevention, because when you go to a medical facility to get tested, they're telling you if you're sick, and if you're not sick, that's not prevention. Like when you find out that you're sick, how did you prevent anything? That is not prevention. So what we're suggesting is that you go to some type of holistic health practitioner that looks at the body as a whole. It could be functional medicine. It could be naturopathic medicine, or it could be, Chinese medicine. It doesn't matter what it is, but you need to see someone that is going to look at the imbalances in your body, and they see these imbalances before the problem takes place, and they help you to begin to bring your body back into balance. Or if you do have a problem, helping you to understand why that problem is there in the first place. One of the things that I see, and I'm going to be extreme for a second, with people that have things like cancer, and they decide to take the medical route and they get treated for that. A lot of times they may, let's say, get chemo, or they may have surgery to have the cancer removed. I never see any real lifestyle adjustments. Right. Like I never see them, go home with some type of action plan to change their life, to change their thoughts, to change, over to organic foods, to have more juice, and just to change their lifestyle. I see people going back to doing the same exact things that they were doing before to cause the condition that they're in. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's important to understand that we create these conditions. 85% of the different health challenges that we have starts in your mind. It starts with emotions. And then I would say like the other 14% is lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's lifestyle and how we're eating, how we're living, the environment that we're in, the people that we're around. All of these things matter. And then this is just my opinion. 1% of that is genetics, so I think that is really important to be very clear on what's going on with your body, why this is happening, so that you can understand what it is that you need to change in your life so that this doesn't keep reoccurring, because that's what we see. We see this reoccurring of the health challenges. People get rid of it, then it comes back. They get rid of it, and we go on this yo-yo. People gain weight, people lose weight. it's this yo-yo effect because people don't make the shift to change their entire life. And that's what has to happen. One of the things that we do at Life, Strength, and Health is we do health assessments. Mm-hmm. And with our health assessments, we're looking at those subtle imbalances that are going on in your body. And you can come in, you can get that done in the office, or we can do that virtually over the phone as well. So being very clear and getting on the right foot of understanding is the first step.
Yeah, definitely. And moving from a place of empowerment and taking responsibility, then, kind of just going through life hoping that the other shoe doesn't drop.
Right. And
when you move from that place of power, it's just a different shift because you don't care what people say. You don't care what people think about you. You don't care that you don't fit in at social functions. You just don't care because your health is the priority. And that's the shift that you need to have. Another thing I want to touch on is when you have that clarity and you have the plan of action, then that's another phase of how do you stay consistent on that path? How do you, stay on the course? And not saying that you might fall off and you might stumble because you're learning a new way of life. How does that fit into your current reality if you are a mother, if you have a professional career or a busy career where time is very limited? How do you fit this new lifestyle into your reality? And that is an adjustment for most people, especially as adults. So how do you stay on that path to doing the things that you must do and making those sacrifices? That is the next step that a lot of people struggle with. And one of the things that helped me was having in my mind, seeing my goal of where I wanted to go and truly believing that I could get there, but working on my mindset. I do it through listening to podcasts, reading books, listening to inspiring stories of people that look like me that have succeeded, and that fueling my belief and my passion in myself that I can do it, because it's not easy. Like Jamal always says so many times, this society is not set up for us to be healthy. And once you understand that, once you leave outside of your home, that there are not many options, depending especially on where you live. It's not going to be convenient to always have the things that you need. So how do you navigate through that? How do you stay the course? And how do you keep a positive mindset and attitude and not beat yourself up and truly believe that you can do it? Accountability is important. Having a community of like-minded people that want to see you succeed. That's why our community is called the Health Warrior Community. And we're constantly thinking of ways to serve our community, to help them not be judgmental, but understanding that I was there at one point. I've fallen off and gotten back on, but I've lived this long enough to understand, and I will never forget the challenges that most people face. But if I know that if I can succeed and reach my health goals, anyone can succeed.
Yeah, I would say I would agree with that. And I would say reinforcement. Like you have to constantly reinforce this. And we don't realize this, but we're actually a lot of times in our society, we're reinforcing the other side, because just from watching TV and watching commercials and watching the latest health trends and looking at these average magazines and listening to a lot of these medical doctors and what they're saying, on television and media, as far as health prevention and all of these different things, and just going out and hanging with your friends that don't necessarily live a natural lifestyle. You're constantly reinforcing the other side. Just going to a regular grocery store, walking through the aisles and seeing what they have to offer. You're constantly reinforcing the other side of things. So you have to go out of your way to reprogram your mind to reinforce the other side, which is why we have things like this podcast. So listening to the podcast on a regular basis, finding other podcasts out there to listen to. Find yourself a nice health site that you can read articles with on a regular basis, and joining our Health Warrior community, finding another partner that's on this health journey together, and you have to constantly reinforce the other sides. Taking trips on a regular basis to health food stores and picking healthy places to shop at, and going to health lectures, and signing up for different programs online. Like, all of these things are going to constantly reinforce. Like, you really have to overdo it on the other side to begin to reprogram, because the programming runs deep. Because what happens is, when we begin to go on this lifestyle, it's like this subconscious program, like a defense mechanism kicks in, and it's like, all right, you've taken this healthy stuff so too far now, time to go back.
Right, like you're doing too much, know. But the thing in any area of your life, when you get comfortable, it's time to grow. Right. And uncomfortable is, at different degrees for various people, but it's going to be a little uncomfortable in the beginning. Yeah. But just know it's worth the sacrifice to be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally healthy. You know what I mean? So health is wealth. Everyone says that for a reason. And when you feel your best, when you emotionally are centered, when you feel and you love how you look, you love how you feel, it's worth any sacrifice that you have to make. It's so worth it.
Right. You just keep pushing and staying consistent. And what you'll notice is that you will grow. And when you do fall, because it happens, we all fall, your fall will be different. Right now, being 18 years into this holistic lifestyle, like 18 years ago, my slip was a lot different than it is right now.
Mine too.
Completely different. Right. So we got to look at the journey. It is a journey. Like, when I slip now, the average person, might not even eat as healthy as the slip. And, it's not putting myself up. It just took me time to get where I am. So don't beat yourself up. But the important thing is to always stay on, always keep pushing, always keep growing, always surround yourself with health, because that energy will begin to influence you, and it will begin to help you to grow. So for our health warriors out there and the people that work with us directly, we definitely encourage you to plug into all of the things that we give you access to. On Wednesdays, we have yoga, we have meditation. Right now, we're currently doing a 21-day meditation challenge, and we always put different things out there, from retreats to cooking classes to healthy potlucks. We're always putting things out to reinforce. So we encourage you to do that. And just continue your journey along the way.
Yeah, definitely. We believe in you. We know you can do it. If we did it, anyone can do it. Just stay on the path, plug into, whether you work with us or not, plug into your plan of action, get that plan of action, have clarity, and just, keep your eye on the prize, and you will achieve health success.
Yes.
So that is the conclusion of this week's episode. And for the show notes pages to this episode, just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/56, and you will be able to download this episode. And I'll also list some other shows that we did pertaining to some of the things that we mentioned in this episode. I'll put links in the show notes pages. Okay, so until next time, live healthier.
Stay healthy, everyone. Peace and blessings.
Before we go, let's take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Let's face it, we are living in a world set up for us not to be healthy. And with the overabundance of health information available, it's so easy to get overwhelmed and confused on which path to take, which leads to inaction and not making health a top priority. Well, that can all change. We are Life Strength and Health, the #1 center in New Jersey for helping you to detoxify and address your digestive system challenges. We provide support, accountability, guidance, education. We will be with you every step of the way to help simplify this process and help you to reach your health goals. So if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to make your health a top priority, then visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com or give us a call at 1-800-503-7127 and book your consultation today. Don't live in the New Jersey area? Don't sweat it. We can work with you virtually. So visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com or give us a call at 1-800-503-7127 and book your consultation or virtual consultation today. We want to say thank you for listening to the show and for access to the show notes pages, more podcast episodes, blog content, as well as more information about our center, Life Strength and Health. Then just visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com. Until next time, live healthier.